You know, the best part about the holidays and fall and when it all starts is definitely all the crazy food that everyone starts cooking and eating, and all the really good smelling stuff like this pumpkin pecan waffle candle that Kate got, and the hand soap from Bath and Body Works to go with it, and all the champagne and wine. Now, obviously, I don't drink alcohol anymore, so it doesn't matter to me, but this is the time of year that all this stuff comes out. It's great. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. It is September 29th, Friday afternoon, I believe, 2023. And this isn't going to come as news to most of you that watch my channels or to a lot of resellers, but there has been news stories today that the government is going after people that resold tickets from Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Morgan Wallen, all these big concerts that happened this year that people were lined up to get these tickets, and a ton of people actually bought more tickets to resell them because they shot through the roof. You were paying $300 for a ticket that was selling for like $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. I actually bought 3 tickets for Kate's Christmas present to Taylor Swift. We paid just shy of $300 after all the taxes and fees. So it was like $900. I think it was like $880 or $890. And those tickets were selling for like $1,500. I could have sold them for $4,500. We went to the concert. We didn't sell them. We didn't make a profit, but we could have. And a lot of people did. And so the government is telling people, hey, you owe us taxes. You owe us the money that you made on the profit because it was more than $600. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, what? This all comes back to the $600 thing. A lot of you have a big problem with the government dipping into us for $600, which when you think of the grand scheme of things, the government has a whole lot more problems than the $600 and the taxes off of the little guy. We have a government shutdown that starts the end of day tomorrow if they don't come to an agreement, and it looks like they're not going to. A lot of federal workers are going to be in a lot of trouble. How many of you out there are federal workers? How many of you are going to be affected by this shutdown if it happens tomorrow, which it's looking more and more like it's going to happen? Put it down in the comments section. Love to hear your thoughts on that as well. But people don't realize that if you sell anything and you make any money, you owe taxes on profit, on income, on actual profitable income. If you bought the tickets for $400 and you sold them for $400, you obviously didn't make any money, or if you sold them for a loss because you couldn't get rid of them, or whatever. But a lot of the general public, the general masses that are not resellers, are not privy to this channel or to other channels or to this information, don't realize that buying those tickets and then reselling them is technically an income. It is a profitable venture for you, and you now have reportable, taxable, liable income. So it's a pretty big story that is blowing up all over these news channels and these mainstream media. Just one more reason that you shouldn't watch mainstream media or news is making it out to be like it's some grand thing, like it's new and it's crazy and it's ridiculous, when this is the way it's always been, right? I'm going to take you over and show you the story, but and people are going to say, well, Casey, you're watching mainstream media. No, no, no. You got it wrong. I don't watch mainstream media, and I don't follow it, and I don't listen to it, and I don't think about it, but I do get some of my content and stories from it because some of what they do and say is absurd and stupid, and some of it's okay. They come up with some things once in a while. Every dog has his day. But don't put the gospel, word of gospel, into mainstream media. I promise you, whether it's MSNBC, NBC, CNBC, CNN, Fox, whatever it is, they're all ridiculous. So let's go over and check out the story, and then you guys can tell me what you think about it down in the comment section as always. Okay, here we go. This is from USA Today, and it's in the tax section, of course. Tag Taylor Swift so they can get as many views as possible. Saman Shafiq and Diane Levia from USA Today Network published this on the 29th. Did you profit big from reselling Taylor Swift or Beyonce tickets? The IRS is asking. Now, the main word here is, did you profit? Don't forget, if you bought them for $600 and sold them for $600, even though you have to report it because it was a sale and income, you didn't profit anything, so your taxable liability is going to be zero. The Internal Revenue Service, that's the IRS, we all know and love, right, lowered the tax threshold required to report profits from reselling tickets. Anyone who made more than $600 off Taylor Swift tickets, for instance, has to report it. So this is kind of a deceiving word for the general public. We know as resellers, most of us that are watching this, that it's profit, but anyone who made more. So if you sold more than $600, it has to be reported because you have to report the sale. But anyone who made more, which means made a profit, doesn't have to report it. Well, then you would owe money on it. But anyone who sold more than $600 has to report it. That's what it should say. Technically, anyone who sold more than $1 has to. But it looks like there's soon to be some bad blood between the federal government and ticket resellers. See what they did there? Ha ha ha. Anyways, people reselling tickets to Taylor Swift and Beyonce concerts at astronomical prices are facing a new tax regulation by the Internal Revenue Service. This is not a new tax regulation. It's been in the talks for years. It's new as of 10 months ago, maybe, I guess, if that's new. The regulation stipulates that anyone who got over $600 from companies like Venmo, Cash App, Ticketmaster, StubHub will now have to report that money as taxable income to the IRS, reports the Tennessean, part of the USA Today network. So obviously it's any company that you receive money that processed the payment for you. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, it's all the same. It doesn't matter what it is. Insert Cash App, insert Ticketmaster, insert StubHub, all the same deal. The American Rescue Plan Act, which we covered here on this channel, ARPA, lowered the IRS reporting thresholds for all e-commerce platforms. That's the Act of 2021, including Ticketmaster. We're coming up on 3 years since they passed that, by the way. Effective January 1st of 2023. So, of course, everything this year, which you will report next year. Any seller or fan whose annual gross transaction, they finally get it right here, value across the U.S. Ticketmaster marketplace, including account manager, exceeds $600 is going to receive a Form 1099 from Ticketmaster for that year. The new IRS rules will apply to some of the year's biggest events, including Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, Beyonce's Renaissance Tour, and soccer tickets to see Lionel Messi play for Inter Miami CF. So anything you buy and sell, they're just using this as an example because it's their story. But events this year saw an unusually high number of fan ticket resellers, with more fan seller than ticket brokers, reported the Wall Street Journal. StubHub told the Journal, that's where I got my tickets, with StubHub, that approximately 70% of the U.S. Eras Tour ticket orders were sold by fan sellers, meaning people that bought them and resold them. Actually, I'm sorry, I got my Luke Combs tickets from StubHub that we used. I got my Taylor Swift Eras tickets tour directly from the website through my Capital One card because they gave us a little bit of a heads up on that. But 70% all were resold tickets. That means 70% of people probably made a profit or close to it. If you were among those who resold an event ticket, here's what you need to know. God, if you're going to be on a big site like this, please have somebody proofread. I'm not perfect, but I'm also not USA Today. Visit Ticketmaster's seller tax detail form and sign in using your Ticketmaster account information. Once you're logged in, you'll be able to enter information like your legal name, citizenship status, tax identification number, and address. Those who conducted transactions of more than $600 will need to fill out the 1099-K form. We're all probably familiar with that by now. The gross transactional amount equals the total amount of your combined sales, meaning the price you sell your tickets for plus fees and any other amounts related to your ticket sales. Ticketmaster is going to provide you the 1099 when tax season begins. They'll probably mail it to you in January of next year. It starts January 1st. They have until like February to mail it to you. The IRS said this should be done by those who received any payments via credit card, debit card, gift card. Additionally, this should be done by anyone who received payments with a payment app or online marketplace, such as peer-to-peer payment, platform, digital wallet, online marketplaces. That's eBay, Amazon, craft or maker marketplaces like Etsy, auction sites, again, eBay, could be HiBid, could be Goodwill Auctions, car sharing or ride-hailing platform if you drive for Uber, Uber Eats, real estate marketplace, ticket exchange or resale sites, crowdfunding, and freelance. Personal gifts or reimbursements between family or friends shouldn't be reported, as this only applies to payments received in exchange for goods and services. Again, we all know this. This isn't a news story, but apparently a lot of people still don't know it. The masses, the majority of Americans are not smart, not educated, not experienced, or don't keep up with this stuff. And that's why we tune in here to this channel to keep up with it. So if you did buy and sell tickets, did anybody buy and resell concert tickets or resell tickets this year? Do I have anybody in this channel or chat or group or anywhere that does this with tickets? Please comment below if you did. But we used all our tickets. I buy concert tickets simply to use them. I'm not going to risk buying them and then not being able to sell them for enough of a profit before the concert and then getting stuck with them. So there you go. That's your $600 update once again from the news sites and mainstream media that doesn't know any better. As always, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks so much. Feel free to drop a comment, check in with me, say hi, whatever you want to do, or email me, rockstarflipper@gmail.com, and take a minute to take a look at all of those links down below in the description box. They're super important, from accounting to cross-listing to our listing service and more. We appreciate you taking a second. All those links are our amazing sponsors, and they really help us with this channel. Thank you, everybody. Hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel with your notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video.